needs and wants. What can we do for them? Is it the transportation? Is it the roads? Is it in and out of their shops? What can we do to promote their businesses in the town of Bethlehem? That's what I would do. Talk to them. Have them be part of the questionings and not look at it as a problem. Okay? Bring them in, talk to them, put them on committees, and listen to their wants and needs. And listen what the wants and needs are of the residents. Do we need this type of business in town? What businesses do we need in town? And once we know that, we go out there, we solicit those type of businesses and bring them in. If we had to give them tax breaks to come in, the smaller ones, help them out to get started, startup monies. I think we have to have the conversation. We have to have the conversation with these owners and with the community of what the wants and needs are, and look at the cost, the value, and affordability as we move forward.
Thank you very much, Mr. Flanagan. Mr. DiMaggio.
I'm a small business owner. I run a homeland security business consulting practice. I can speak with some experience like Mr. Quateri about what that's like. But I've also had the experience of working in state government where I ran the Empire Zones program, whose mission was to make an attractive environment to grow those businesses. And there are certainly ways in which we can reach out and have them avail any available incentive packages to take a proactive response. I can tell you that the master plan, which was adopted 4 years ago, and the 2020 report, which was released 4 months ago, called for an active involvement of the town in economic development, developing a handbook for outreach to the business community, developing a plan for economic growth. We have 7 shovel-ready sites, sites ready to build on. We don't have one tenant in Vista Park, and that's the best of the lot. You know, we should initiate economic development to really help and grow businesses, because what it does, it builds the tax base. That's the reality we have to do here. So there's ways in which we can do it. I walked and met with some business owners throughout town, everything from SABIC, Innovative Plastics, or small businesses. And, you know, I have to commend the administration. They certainly have done, you know, some good things along in terms of outreach, but there's a lot more that can be done. And there should be reality that how aggressively have we attempted to attract businesses in this town. We don't want a Wolf Road here, but we do want growth. We do want additional revenue. That, coupled with fiscal discipline, can effectively maintain a level of service, at the same time keep taxes down. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. DiMaggio. Mr. Jordan.
Thank you. As wonderful as SABIC is, it is hardly a small business, I've got to say. What we have to do is continue to follow the recommendations in 2005 of our planning board, which recommended and which the town board adopted, and that's our comprehensive plan. Our comprehensive plan provides for managed growth. It provides for smart growth. It provides for community-based planning. And what we do when we implement the comprehensive plan is that we start to build our hamlet areas where we can go to small shops. We need to expand our commercial tax base. The small businesses are the backbone of America. They are the backbone of Bethlehem in many respects. As a member of the Paths for Bethlehem Committee, we are studying ways of linking hamlets and destination areas, retail stores, through sidewalks and bike trails. And we have to buy local. And a part of that is that you don't have to hop in your car to go get your groceries. If we join our neighborhoods through sidewalks, we can join Slingerlands to Delmar to Glenmont and onwards. People can become more pedestrian. People will. With the price of gas these days, I assure you we will. So we have to continue to build sidewalks. We have to continue to link our communities. We have to continue to encourage small businesses to come here. But regarding Vista, you know, we've obviously had a downturn in the economy. We've made it possible for businesses to come here, but a government cannot force businesses to come. They will come, but the economy first has to turn around. And when it turns around, we do have the shovel-ready sites, we do have the hamlet areas, and we will be small business friendly as we are, but we will be more so. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jordan. This question will begin with Mr. Flanagan first, it piggybacks on the last question. What will you do to attract new business to the town as a way of increasing the tax base?
Again, have them join in the conversation. I just got to mention the sidewalks here. That's not what we need right now, is building sidewalks. The price of these sidewalks is enormous. The only time I see anyone on these sidewalks is when they're clearing snow off them in the winter. We're not walking around as much as you might want to believe. We're on the go everywhere. I'm not walking my child down Fierbush on a sidewalk. It's too dangerous. There's a lot of traffic and an electrical fence. And we have our communities, we have our little hamlets, we're walking around there. So sidewalks, I would definitely put a freeze on for now, and I would look at them as they come. I know some neighborhoods can use them, and we would look at them as they come up. Again, attracting businesses. Sam is right, or Fred is right. We don't have anybody in Vista. We have a turnabout to nowhere. We need to bring businesses in here. Malta, who's bringing in the chip plant up there, and they're building the infrastructure. It takes time, it takes money, it's been going over years. They got to bring them in for the conversation. And again, what are our wants and needs in Bethlehem? What do we need? What type of businesses do we need? Once we figure that out, we go out and we solicit their businesses to come here to Bethlehem. Again, I would also look at the value, the cost, and is it affordable? Through everything, every department I look through, looking at the taxes, new programs, cost, value, and affordability. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Flanagan. Mr. DiMaggio, what would you do to attract new business to increase the tax base?
One of the major things in the incentives that we could use is working with local development agencies. I think our IDA and Industrial Development Agency has done a good job, but we got to go beyond what's been done already. Empire State Development Corporation, which I used to work for, has a variety of programs, including a $120 million upstate revitalization program. We should be working with Empire State Development to pursue and make application for programs to do that, to effectively allow access and development of attractive sites. One. Two, there should be an active outreach by the town of Bethlehem to effectively attract companies. Are developers aware of these 7 shovel-ready sites? Have they been shown the sites? Are they effectively interact? I spoke with people at Empire State Development, and they said, in fact, they are not aware of an active outreach by this town to do this. So let's make a concerted effort to do this, working with developers. We certainly can't lay the whole thing on the administration. I'll acknowledge that, obviously, Vista Park, by virtue of the turn of the economy, but I guess I asked the town, what in fact have you done to do that? What proactive things have you done to attract the business community? That's what we have to do. We have to work at this. We have to offer an attractive location to show that this is a business-friendly town. For a long time, it wasn't. I live near the Price Chopper. We know that they fought that for years. I think we need to change the tenor and the attitude of the administration to say, yes, we want businesses to come here. We don't want big box stores, but we want to build out small, medium-sized businesses and all of these industrial sites, like commercial business. And we can do that if we have a plan. We don't have a plan.
Thank you very much, Mr. DiMaggio. Mr. Jordan.
Well, thank you. One thing I neglected to mention is that the last 3 years I've spent in civil service. It's been my honor and privilege to be the Chief of Staff to our State Assemblyman, Tim Gordon, who's right over here, I see. And the reason I bring that up is that he's on the Energy Committee in the State Assembly. And one thing that we deal with every year is this ongoing power for jobs. The cost of electricity is extraordinarily expensive in New York. And every year we hear from companies like Air Liquide and Air Products who essentially their raw material is air and electricity. And that's how they produce their product. And in New York, energy is very expensive. So I think that what we have to do as a community is to lower the cost of energy. We have to encourage small businesses by doing things like building roundabouts to a place we call Vista, because without the roundabouts and without the access, no businesses are going there. They will come. There's been a downturn in the economy, but they will come.